Okay, this is a tutorial on how to create your configurable products. What I've done is I have changed, I've removed what we created earlier on today, and I have deleted the Ritsonic sizes that Tom added in, and basically I've chosen to do this a different way compared to how we were originally going to do it. So if I go to manage attributes, whenever you first enter this area, you're always going to see the first 20 rows. So if you click on 200, it's going to show you everything. And once that comes up, you're going to see, if I scroll down, you're going to see that Ritsonic is no longer there. So there we go, no Ritsonic. Okay. And the liter attribute that we created today, me and Darren, that's no longer there neither. So I've actually removed that. Now what I've decided to do is you can apply this to your other attributes as well. So for example, your kilograms and your grams and etc, whatever else you want to do it for. I've decided to change the bottle size that Tom originally added in. He didn't complete the whole thing, which is why he was probably confused as to how to do it. So obviously we've got the attribute code, which is just a name for what you want it. You would always add in global for the scope, which it's set to. The only other options that are required are values required of yes, because it's going to be attached to the master product, as I'm hoping Darren will remember from before. And then it needs to be for all product types, not for selected products. And used to create configurable product, yeah, because we're going to create baby products that are going to be attached to the master one. So we need to create this first to allow that to happen. Quick search, you probably don't want to have it in the quick search, and you don't want to have it in the advanced. And for the rest of the options, you can leave all them blank as they are. That's your main property, so configuring what the properties look like. Then you've got manage label options. Now what I've done is I've renamed it from size to bottle size, so you can basically, from the admin point of view, when you're logged in, you can see what it's about. And then what I've done is I've added positions to them. So the first one, 500 ml, is position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, etc. all the way down. I've added the most popular ones, 50, 60, 100, 120, 125, 250, 300, 480, 960. If in future you need to add another one to this attribute, if you add it, it will allow you to choose it further on down the line, which you'll see when I'm creating the master product and the simple products. All you have to do is add, a new row pops up with no information on it, and for this one what I'm going to do is add in 25 litre, and that's it. All you do then is save and continue. So that's how our attributes created. Now you can use this as an example to create one for grams. So for example, attribute code would be gram size, and then just copy this, make sure everything else is the same. So value required yes, apply to all products, and use to create configurable product. So you can use that for your soil products and anything else. And the bottom section, you don't really need to do anything. And then if you're creating a gram version, again using this as an example, bottle would be called gram, so that's gram size, and then you'd probably have 1 gram, 2 gram, 5 gram, 10 gram, 50 gram, 100 gram, 125, you get the idea. Add positions to them, which basically means you're adding which one do you want to come first. That's what 1 represents. So you can see here 25 litre at the moment is in position 0, so it's going to be the first one shown. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add that to the last one, so all I have to do is add 18, click save and continue, and it's going to pop it at the bottom. This is just for your ease of use, so when you're choosing this attribute to attach it to a product, it's going to be at the bottom of the list rather than at the top. It gives it a bit of a coordination. So if I go into manage label options, you can see it's added it right to the bottom, and that's how easy creating an attribute is. Right, so we've created the attributes. Now what we need to do is we need to create a set. So we go into catalog, attributes, manage attribute sets. So again, this I'm going to do this fresh, so you can, once you've created the gram version, if that's what you need to do, you can just follow the steps from this point onwards. And as you can see, there's nothing there for, well, actually there is bottle size and bottle litre. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to remove bottle size and bottle in litres, and I'm going to remove both of them completely and start fresh, because Tom's probably done it in a completely different way. So if you ever need to do it, if you ever need to delete an attribute set, as long as it's not attached to a product, it's fairly simple. You just delete it and it gets rid of it. There, it's gone. Now I'm going to remove bottle in litres as well. And boom, that's gone too. Your site's a little slow at the moment because it's on a test server. Hopefully they should give you a faster server. If not, get in touch with me and I can sort that out, no problems. Right, so we need to create an attribute set now. So we're going to click add set. And again, it helps if you keep it coordinated all through the site. So I'm going to, because this is bottle size, I'm just going to name it bottle size. And then it's based on, it's always going to be, for yourselves to keep it nice and simple, default. And then click save. When it does it, again, if you need a fast server, get in touch. And this is ridiculously slow at the moment, considering not one person is viewing the site or on the site. It's absolutely astonishingly slow. Right, so it's added the bottle size onto it now, okay. Now what we need to do is we need to add your liters, your bottle liters, the attribute set that we created, bottle size, from this side to this side. Now to make this easy, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new group in that size. So when you go into a product and you're going to add one in, you'll see this tab option only on the configurable option side. So if you're creating a configurable option, you'll see this particular tab, otherwise you won't see it. And I'm going to simply call this selectable. Let me see, how do I spell that? Selectable options. Get a capital in there. And what that has done is basically it's added it there. Can you see? So now what I can do is from this side I can drag it and I can put it underneath there. So when you're creating a configurable product and you eventually get to the description, price, etc, etc. The very last tab is going to be the selectable option tab, which if you click, you can then choose the sizes that are in that attribute, so 1 mil, 2 mil, 10 mil, 50 mil, 100 mil, however, you know, whatever you've put in there. And then simple case of saving that attribute set. So we want to save that. It's proper slow, this. Okay, so it's done that. So there you can see your attribute. You've got a new one called bottle size. Simple. Now what we need to do is we need to create the baby products. So I deleted the ones that we created earlier on today, and I'm going to do it all over again. So manage products. We need to create the baby ones first, and then we'll create the master one at the end that holds all the baby ones together. So it's going to look like the VK intake fans, the one that I did. And a simple case of add product. And then what we need to do is we need to choose the set that we've just created. So we create the bottle size one. So that's simple. If you create the gram one, it's going to be gram size. And you just need to add it based on a simple product, which is what it is. Click continue. Okay, and you're familiar with this screen. So we were doing Dutch Pro. Was it explode? Yep, Dutch Pro. Dutch Pro explode, and we'll call this as an example 10 liter. So you can see that from the VK intake fans, you've got them listed. Them different sizes will be listed as the options. So I'll just show you exactly what I mean. So I'm going to open a new tab. Get your test site up. Again, super slow. Flipping heck is proper slow. Right, eventually. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to find that intake product, which is that way, Vents UK intake fans. Okay, and what I mean is that, so can you see this here? That's the title. So basically every single simple product, i.e. baby product you add in, it makes sense for you to be adding, you know, the right information in there. So for ours, that's why I've added Dutch Pro Explode 10 litre. That's how it's going to show on the front end. Now I'm going to copy that, and SKU, as I explained before, if you're using a supplier, they've got particular codes and you want to be able to search their inventory quickly via that code. That's what that's usually used for. As you're not using that, I'm just going to basically stick Dutch Pro in there. Weight is always going to be 0. Status is going to be enabled. tax class, you can stick that default. Now this is why we weren't seeing it properly before. This is important. You need to tick this for not visible individually. So only the master one, the configurable product, will show these particular baby products. It's not gonna you're not gonna see them individually like we did this afternoon. And then manufacturer is Dutch Pro. You don't need to use color. Ideally, when you create the attribute set, you can remove that from the set. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this one, I'm going to save it, I'm going to go into your attribute set, and I'm going to remove that color option, so you won't see the color option. Of course this is an example, but you can go into this and change it around for the actual proper ones. So you might have a 1 litre Dutch Pro Explode, 2 litre, 3 litre, 4 litre, 5 litre, etc, etc. All you need to do once I've created this configurable product is create the simple versions, and it will add it to that master one. So this one is going to be really, really easy for you. Yes, in the feed, right? Then price, I'm going to add an example price on it. I'll keep it nice and simple, 10 quid. Everything else is fine. It's in Google Checkout, meta info. This isn't needed as the information from the master product is going to get used, but I'll add it in anyway. Images, you don't really need an image. Description, again, you don't need that, but I'm going to add it in. Design, you don't need to bother with. Recurring profile, you don't need to bother with. And selectable options, there's the one that we created, the attribute set before. So can you see? So it's actually listed them in order, so it makes it easier for you to choose which one, rather than having to, you know, if they were mixed and jumbled up, it'd be a little bit difficult for you. So we know this is a 10 litre one, so I can click on the 10 litre, and that's it for that. And then quantity, we'll have 10 there, and then make sure you have got in stock clicked. Websites, make sure the box clicked. Categories, and let's choose our category. Nutrients and boosters, and from what I can remember it was on flowering boosters, and that's it. You don't need to do anything else. So before I save that one, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back into general. Now I'm going to save this product, and I'm going to, once I've saved it, I'm going to go back into attribute set just to remove the color. So the next product I add in, the 20 litre one, you won't see the color, so that's sorted for you. You won't have to worry about, you know, wondering or trying to remove that particular option. I'm going to do that for you now. Right, so that one's saved. Can you see that? And can you see that bit there, not visible individually? That's how it needs to be for a configurable product. So let's go in and remove that attribute color from the set. So basically manage attribute sets, bottle size, there's color, so all you have to do is grab your color and throw it to that side, and it's gone, and you save that. Simple as that. I know for me it's simple. Hopefully after you've done this a few times you'll find it very simple, and it shouldn't take you longer than 5-10 minutes creating an attribute or a configurable product. Once you've created the attribute and the attribute sets, you don't need to go into it again. If you've created a configurable product and you've added everything in, and then later on down the line you find that you've got a new option, say the 23 litre option, but you haven't added the product into it, you can add that in directly from the configurable product size. So I'm going to do that on the last baby product. So basically I'm going to add another product in the 20 litre Dutch Pro. And again, this one's going to be really easy for you because you know how to create a simple product, so you should be, fairly confident in doing that. Again, attribute set, bottle size, simple product, continue. And there you can see we haven't got color anymore, so that's good. So give this a name, and this one's a 20 litre one. Paste that in there. The weight's going to be 0. Status is enabled. Task class is default. Visibility is not visible individually, again because it's a configurable product, and it's in the feed. And manufacturer is Dutch Pro. Sorted. Now prices. So again, we're going to use a sample example one for this, £20. Meta info, we don't have to add it in, but I'm going to add it in anyway. Images, don't need to bother with. Description, don't need to bother, but I'm going to add it in. And then again, you've got selectable options. Now you can see that we've got all the way to 25 litre, but the next, after I've saved this, I need to create another third one, and that's the 30 litre one. Yeah, as you can see, that option's not there, so again I'm going to go into the attribute and add the 30 litre one in. Yeah, I'm doing it this way around just to show you the different ways, because not every time it's going to be simple for you to create an attribute. You'd probably want to edit and manage attributes and sets at some point, so I'm going to do it nice and slowly for you. You can stop and pause this video, rewind it, do what you want. It'll be much easier, I think, for you to do it like that. Right, so anyway, for this one it's 20 litre our size. Inventory, you can put anything in here. It's got a quantity of 50 and it's in stock. Simple, you don't need to do anything else there. Website, it's in the main website. Choose your category. It is nutrients and boosters and flowering. Sorted. And all you do then is save it. Now if you remember, the bottle size attribute only goes up to 25 litres. When I sat down with you this afternoon, we did 10 litre, 20 litre and 30 litre. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in 30 litre to the attribute. So how you do that is you go to the attribute, manage attribute, and we're looking for bottle size. There it is. Manage label options. Okay, we need to add 30 litre, so all we do is add 30 litre. And the last thing you need to do is give it a position, so we want it to be right at the bottom, and the next one up is going to be 19. Sorted. So now that 30 litre option is going to be available when you create a product. Now you can do this now of two ways. You can go back into manage products, add a product, And then of course, you know, if we're going to do the simple one, we do bottle size, simple product, and continue, and then we just do exactly the way we just done it with the 10 and the 20. But if you don't want to do it like that, there's a shorter way of doing it. And the way you do it, what I'm going to do now is, rather than me doing the 31, I'm going to create the master product now, and then I'll do the 31 after that in an easier, simpler way. So in effect, all you're ever going to be doing is, because I've done the bottle size for this, for the Dutch Pro, all you have to do is go to the Dutch Pro configurable product one that I'm going to do, the master one, and you can add the simple products from directly within that, so you don't have to do two procedures at once. You can just go into the master one and add a new simple product in. I'll show you how easy it is, but first I need to create that config product. So you create a new product, and rather than choosing simple this time, we're going to choose configurable. Click continue, and then it's going to ask you what you want, and we want bottle size only. You don't really need to choose manufacturer. Manufacturer is just an option there at the moment, so you can safely ignore that, and then press continue. Right, this information is what's going to show on the front end of your site. So we need to name this properly, so we'll call it for now litre bottles. Give the SKU the same thing, status enabled, tax class default, visibility catalog search. Yep, so we want people to be able to find this, we want it to be in your catalog, and then we want it to be in the feed as well. Simple. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to add a price of £10 here. My recommendation is, when you're creating a configurable product, the cheapest one of those products, that price add into here. So if that 10 litre bottle cost £1.99, you'd put £1.99 into here, and I'll explain that a little bit further on why we're doing it like this. Again, I think it's going to be much easier for you to manage it like this. Yeah, we're going to go into meta info. So that's the title. Metallitre bottles. You could probably, don't forget to add the comma after everyone. So other keywords might be Dutch Pro Explode 10 litre. Comma, never forget the comma. The other one might be $20 litre. Your third keyword might be just simply Dutch Pro. Meta description, I showed you how to do this earlier on. It needs to be unique. Less than. This needs to be unique and less than 250 characters, or about 15 words. Okay, and that's it for that. Now we need an image for this one, because the image is what's going to get displayed. So we're going to quickly look for an image. So go to google.co.uk or .com, doesn't matter. Click on images, then we're going to look for Dutch Pro Explode. Just get the right one up. And then what we need to do here is you need to click on large, so it'll show you the largest one. We only want the large size. The larger your image is, the easier it's going to be to, well, it's better it's going to look for the display. And I'm going to use this one. So what I'm going to do is right click, always use this method of the way I'm looking for an image is the best way. So right click, open it in a new tab, so you've always got this one page here, so you can, you know, if you're doing loads of products, you can quickly type a new product name into it and search for it. So you'll always have this page. Saves you typing in google.co.uk, images, any size, etc, etc. And then what you can do when you've found the image, open it in a new tab, you'll see it like this. Look on the right, full size image, click on full size image, that will show you the big version. Right click, save image as. So I need to name it. The right name. Everything makes a difference, so I'll call it Dutch Pro Explode Bottles, and I'll save that on my desktop so I can upload it. Okay, it saved that onto my desktop, so I'm going to go back into Magento admin. I'm going to look for that file I've just saved, so browse. Come on. Taking ages, this, isn't it? Right, here we go. And there it is. Select that one. Open it. Then upload that. Super slow website, this, super slow. Click it again for the third time. Right, finally. Right, so what we're going to need to do here is we want that one as not, the main product image. So we click base image. We haven't got any others. If we did, we can choose to use different ones for the small image or the thumbnail. Entirely up to yourself. You can play around with that however you want. Description. You need a full description here. Please use a unique one. If you copy it from another website, you can have duplicate content issues. You can get penalized for it. Google won't like it. So if you do copy it, change it around like I showed Darren earlier on. Basically this can be as long as you want it to be. So I'm just going to basically paste, just keep on pasting it in basically. Seems to have done something funny there. So I'll move on to the next box, and this is just a simple version. It can be the exact same one as your meta description. That's under meta info. That should be fine. That design you don't need to be worrying about. Inventory, it's in stock. As you can see, it doesn't ask you how many is in stock, etc, etc. That is held by the simple baby products that we did. The next one's websites, main website, and then you're going to choose categories, and then we want to choose, it was nutrients and boosters, and then flowering, and that's it. Now you're going to see a new tab here now for the configurable product, which is associated one. So we're now going to tie the baby ones with our main one. Now you can see here, them are the ones currently available too. And if you remember the 30 litre one, I'm going to, rather than creating a simple product which is going all the way back, etc, etc, you might want to come in just to this one and add it from here, which you can do. So I'm going to just complete this first, save it, and then I'll show you how to come into here and add one directly into this, and maybe a little bit quicker for you. So there you can see I've checked all of them, yeah? Now the attribute name, this is what is presented on the front side, so it's basically this. So it might be capacity, but for this product it's the full 1 VK fans intake capacity. So you can change that around if you want to, but it makes sense to keep it as it is. So bottle size, yeah? Now you've got an option here of price, yeah? Now if I go back into the normal one, you can see I typed £10 in there. Now what you can do with the associated price here is basically add a 0. So if anybody chose that product, they'd be paying £10. Yeah, I'll give you a demo of this once I've saved this particular one. Now the 20 litre one is £20, which is £10 more than the 10 litre. So you basically add the difference in there, which is £10. Yeah, and that's it. All you do is save and continue. You've just done your first configurable product. So we'll just let that save it. Right, saved. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the front end of the site and I'm going to show you that product. So let's look for Dutch Pro Explode, and it will only now show you that one configurable product. It won't show you all the separate ones, it'll just show you that one. There, can you see Dutch Pro Explode liters, and there's no other one there. These 1 litres and total 1 litres are what you've added in. And there you go. So if you just want the standard one, the 10 litre is £10. There you can see price is £10. You can play about with this tomorrow if you want. If I want one of those, it's only going to charge me a tenner. If I want two of those, it's going to charge me 20. If I want none of those and one of those, it's going to charge me 20 quid. Sorted. Now, the last thing I need to show you now is how to add in the 30 litre size. So again, there's two ways of doing this, yeah? You can go into manage products and create the simple product. So you'd go into add product, and you choose your set, which is the bottle size, and simple product, continue, and then you add all the extra things in that you want to. That's one way of doing it. You might find that way of doing it more simple, more easy. Again, if you need a demo of how this way is done, you can look at the 10 litre size one that I did, or the 20 litre size. Just rewind the video to, I think it's going to be about 5-10 minutes ago. That'll show you how to create the simple one this way. Or you can do it via the config product, the master one. So we'll go to manage and look for the master one. And there it is, Dutch Pro Explode. So if you click on that, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the 30 litre directly into this bit. So you can see you go all the way down to associated product. And then can you see here? It says create one. So basically all you need to do is we want to create these basically, yeah? So you can get rid of, if my browser stops jumping, untick that, get rid of bottle, add in 30, get rid of that, add in 30. Again, this is for the name, yeah, so it makes it simple. Weight is 0, so this is probably a simpler way for you to do it, to be quite honest. Status enabled, visibility not visible individually because we don't want it to be. And then the bottle size, so you can see that it's come up there. It's that attribute that we created after we created all the other ones, so that's popped up, that's good. 30. And then that price thing comes up again. So you can see here the 10 litre one, I added a 0. 0 will always get removed, so that's fine. The 20 litre is £20, so that difference between the 10 litre and 20 litre is 10 quid. The difference between the 10 litre and the 30 litre is £20. So what you do is you add 20 quid. So if you had a 40 litre version, and it was £40, the difference between the 10 litre and the 40 is £30. If you had a 50 litre and that was for £50, the difference between the 10 litre and the 50 litre is £40. So you'd add 40 in it. I'm guessing, you know, that's going to be really simple for you to understand that. And then all you do is quick create. There you go. It's added the price. It's added the option there, and it's added the price. So it's £20 more than the 10 litre bottle. And the 10 litre bottle is £10. The 30 litre one's obviously £30. Then it's added everything in. Now you can see here, if I scroll down, it says out of stock. Damn. Well, that's alright. All you have to do is click edit. Another window pops up. And we're looking for that option, so it's going to be an inventory. There it is, in stock. Save. Sorted. So, well, it should have said in stock, but for some reason it hasn't. I think it might just need to save it. Nope. Let's do that again. Inventory, and the reason why there isn't any there because we forgot to do the quantity. So we're going to add the quantity. We can see still out, add it into stock. Now it should come up as available because I forgot to add the quantity into it. There you go, in stock. And then all you have to do is click save, and that's your configurable product up and ready for you to use. So if I go to the front end, at the moment we've only got 10 and 20 litre, but if I click refresh, you're going to have the 30 litre there as well now. There you go, 30 litres. So that's how you create a configurable product. Now, before I finish, basically what you can do is I've added the bottle size into your backend, yeah? So now you don't need to ever add that in again for other products. So you might have I don't know, another you know, the Eon or whatever other brand manufacturer that you've got that uses the same 10 milliliters, 20 milliliters, 1 litre, 10 litre, 20 litre. You can use that bottle size attribute for them to, so you can create basically a new product, basically follow the same steps, but you don't need to follow the steps for creating an attribute or the attribute set. Yeah? So what you do is bottle size, click continue, name this one your Heaven Master, if for example, if that's your manufacturer called. So for example, I'm using the attribute set bottle size, which is just allowing me to use the options of, you know, your different liter sizes. That's all it's doing. And then I can create everything else as, you know, simple product. Basically it's going to be called Heaven Master. It's going to have the status, it's going to have everything. It's not going to be visible, it's going to be non-visibility. You create 2 or 3 different products, and then you move on to your config product. That's the main one that's going to show on the front end, exactly like this. So if we did that, this one would be called Heaven Pro Explode Liter Bottles, and you're going to create it exactly the same way, but you've used the options of bottle size into that as well. So I think you only need liter sizes, grams and kilo sizes. I think them are going to be the 2 main ones, and then you can apply them 2 different options to any configurable options that you want, configurable products that you want when you're creating them. Just follow the video, it should be really simple for you to use. I'm going to send this over to you. What I'll do is I'll give you a couple of days to play with it. You should be able to add your Dutch Pro bottle sizes in exactly the way you want it. Shouldn't have a problem. Then have a go on your kilo sizes. If you get it wrong, just delete your attribute set, delete any products that you might have created using those sets, and start again. So the first point of call is add the proper sizes and the proper pricing to this Dutch Pro one, which should be fairly easy for you to do. Follow the video. and then have a go at creating your own attribute, which is going to be grams, kilograms, and then attribute set, and then create the simple products, and then create the which is the baby products, and then create the master product, which is the configurable product, and then join the two together, the baby against the master. And this is what you're going to end up with. I hope the video's been nice and simple. I know it's a little bit long, but I've tried explaining it as the best way as I can. The reason why it wasn't working before is because of the add-ins that Tom had put in. I've taken them out now, so you shouldn't have any problems whatsoever. And that's it. Cheers, boys.